Hey there, everybody. Can you hear me all right? And make sure my microphone's working. Make sure you guys can hear me before we start getting busy. So Ethan says, yep. So welcome to the stream. Hey, Ethan. Hey, Brian Robeson, Create Craft. Good to see you. Who else do we have? Vincent Capriano. How is it? Caparina? Caparina looks right. John Bryan, good to see you. Who else do we have? Roger Mieja? Not sure how we pronounce that. Hey, Garrett Lee, how are you? Hey, Brian Jensen, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. So it looks like we've got about 10 or 12 that have come through. Caparina. There we go. I got it. Thanks, Vincent. Appreciate that. Ethan, I did see you said you could only stay about 20 minutes. I got you. Well, yeah, definitely want to study for that math final. Where do you go to school? My kids have been out for, well, I guess it could be college finals. Yeah, my son and daughter got finished with their middle school and high school 2 weeks ago. So while people are filing in here, high school, all right, whereabouts? The north, the west, whereabouts, Ethan? While you're answering that, I do have 2 boxes of halves tonight. I am offering them up for $50 a pop, like we normally do. You get to keep any of the silver varieties. Trying to think any kind of errors we find. And then on NIFCs, you can keep up to 1 of each mint mark and year. Or if we find a bunch, you want to trade them out for silver value, we can do that. If anybody's interested, let me know. Otherwise, I am happy to hunt these tonight just on my own. These look a lot like the boxes of my last video. Lots of 21 and 23 enders. So if anyone is interested, let me know. But I'm happy to just do it on my own. And you guys can just come along for the ride. Sorry, I'm trying to find my live stream totals because I got to zero those out because it's a new day. We're at 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. All right, awesome. That's all taken care of. So up in Pennsylvania, okay. Up north seems to go, you guys start late and end late, so yeah. That's not uncommon. I grew up in Northern Virginia, and we didn't go to school until after Labor Day, I think. And we went to school like through the end of June. And down here in the South, my kids go back like August 1st or August 2nd, but they get out kind of the 3rd week of May. So they got a very long summer. So... But how many of you guys, let me know in the chat, did you guys watch my little 3D printer video yet? I was a little worried about it. I posted it yesterday and it didn't do very well. And today it kind of took off. We got a couple 700-800 views, 900 views today, which was nice. I printed this today. Hopefully this will come out all right. Let me make it so I can see this. I printed me a little black Batmobile today. This came out really, really nice. Except the front where we had some support material holding the whole thing up. I got to like sand that off a little bit, but it came out really, really cool. I thought that was neat. So we got ourselves a Michael Keaton Batmobile. So yeah, Ethan, when you get a chance, it's a cool video. I mean, at the end of the day, you can, if you just want to see some of the stuff I'm making, you can kind of fast forward to the end. But the first kind of 6 or 7 minutes is really me just kind of talking about the printer and getting it unboxed and set up because some people are interested in that. So all right, well, there doesn't seem to be, and I know I did this last minute, not a lot of interest in getting boxes. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick one and get started. And if anybody along the way wants to buy box number 2, we can do that. And we'll go from there. I guess I'll do this box number 1 first. Just get that out of the way. And get that pushed up there. And let me know if you guys, if anything needs to change, the focus, the zoom, anything like that, let me know. I'm going to try to get through these 2 boxes tonight in about 2 hours, if not faster. So, because I got a long day tomorrow, and I did want to get through these before the weekend was up. So, we're going to go through these quickly. 93. Hopefully you guys all had a good weekend. We went out and got to spend some time at the pool today, which was nice. Anytime we can get out to the pool on the weekend is a wonderful weekend. Oh, sadly, that is so little I struggle to see it. I'm going to just keep that aside. We'll go full screen and check varieties after a couple of rolls. What is that? That might just be ugly. I think that's just going to be ugly, and we've got some 21s or 23s in there probably. Making a mess. 40 percenters. Good Lord, Brian. That is a lot of 40 percenters. And 45 90s? Was that all in one box? That ugly one was just a 74 clad. That is a huge box if that was in one box. 40, 85 in total. That's a lot. I hesitate to... My boxes are starting to get just overloaded with these, and it's starting to make me a little frustrated. At least I'm not getting full boxes of them. But have you priced out the silver value of that? Because with silver up, 31, 32, somewhere in there, that's a hefty little score in melt value. 23D. $670. Well, congratulations on that. I had two pretty big boxes already this year. None, I don't think I had any that quite got to 80 silvers. But I think I had one that was 50 or 60, and I think I had one that was up there in the 40s. And the key for me always, and you had a dream box, right? Is when you can load the 90% in there, because the 40%, while nice, just doesn't carry the premium. And there's only 40% silver in it, right? So rather than them being 10, 11, 12 bucks a piece, they're only like $4.50 a piece. So I'd rather load up on the 90% silver than, get 140 percenters. That's awesome, man. Good for you. And Ethan, I do not know a lot about jewelry. Go ahead and ask your question. Somebody in the group might know. It's a beautiful 96 Denver. I'm going to put that aside. That might be like an upgrade for one of my kids' books that I made. Got a couple of them. Like we might have like a whole roll dump of those or something. I remember when I first got into coin roll hunting, I would have some of these boxes where I would have like 80 perfect 1995s or something like that, right? Like pick a year in the 90s. They would just be perfect coins. Like somebody had a couple of rolls of them, they bought in the 90s and just decided they weren't worth anything and tossed them. So 7 Walkers, 14 64 Kennedys, 25 Benjis. That's amazing, man. Good for you. I love hearing when people find big scores like that. Of course, I like it when it happens to me, but it is nice that it's happening to somebody out there. Yeah, Ethan, I can't answer that. Hopefully, maybe somebody in the chat can. Jewelry is just not something I've gotten into, and like there are people that can look at a gold chain and know if it's real or, is it 22 karat or 12 karat or what have you, or at least have an inkling, right? Like I look at it and go, I don't know. So our first NIFC of the hunt, we've got ourselves a 2007. Looks like a filly. Go ahead and put that up there. And I'm going to go through like 10 rolls, and then I'll check the couple of possible varieties that I've pulled aside. Hey, David Coolidge, how are you, sir? Hey, Joey Brown, welcome to the stream. We are just hunting the first box of $50. Seeing if we find some silver. I was telling everybody earlier that this box looks strangely like the two boxes that I opened on my video I think I did last week. And those 4 silvers surprised me because there were so many new coins in there that I just really did not think we were going to produce some silver. And I want to say like the latter second half of the box, just about every 5 or 6 rolls, a little silver popped out. It was kind of nice. I got a 2020 Denver. 2 NIFCs on the hunt. I also did set, well, we'll look at those like I said in a little bit. I did sell my last set of NIFCs from 2002, and I included 2021 and 2022. Not even though they're not NIFCs, I include them in the run. I haven't updated my listing to include 2023, but I sold the last one of those that I had for sale in my store this week. So I've got to go buy a few more books and start, because I had 2 or 3 of them that I've sold, and I need to start putting new sets together to put back in the store. Finding Benjis is awesome. Good for you, David. I love finding Benjis. Obviously one of my favorite coins. I love the Ben Franklin $50. That one's a little ugly. 71 though. 73D, 83 with an FG, and an ugly 74. Yeah, I have not been on the Benji and Walker, let's see, what's the bandwagon here of late. When I am finding silver, at least in the last month or two, it's either been 64s or it has been our 40%. I haven't found 1970 in a good long while. I found one of those like 18 months ago. It's another beautiful 96D. And it surprised me because it was an ender and it was on the bottom side of the roll and I didn't see it. So when I opened the wrap and kind of did one of these and got all the way to the end, it was like, oh, look at that, I got a silver. And then it was like, oh, wow, I didn't just get a silver. I got a 1970 silver, which is cool. So Create Craft, you're hunting $100 in nickels, 20 customer wrap, 30 machine wrap, mainly Brinks. Coin roll wraps yielded 43 S War nickels. Awesome. That is awesome. Hey, American Eagle Hoarder. Welcome to the stream. How are you, sir? Gave you a little shout out in my 3D printer video, man. Thank you so much for spending the time with me that you have. It was invaluable, and I'm loving the machine. Since you just pulled in, I was showing people earlier, I printed this today. It came out really, really nice. I thought about coloring it and doing it silver and doing some of the hubcaps and the windows silver, but it was going to chew up so much filament. I was like, I could get a little, marker, a silver Sharpie or something and just touch that up after. But it came out really, really nice. Hey, Faz. Hey, Shockwave Dave. That's how we say it. I was going to say Shockwave Dave, but it's Shockwave Dave. Welcome to the stream. Lots of 21s and 23s. All these super shiny ones. 21s and 23s. All right, we're going to switch over and check all these guys for our known varieties. Where to go? Microscope only. There we go. Oh, I didn't say I found an ender. I did not find an ender in this video. I was talking about the first time I found a 1970 ender. I have no silver enders in either one of these boxes. I wish I had an ender. I tell you what, if for those of you that don't coin roll hunt, there is nothing better. absolutely nothing better than popping the top off a box of halves and seeing silver enders. It was a 74. I'm looking in the wrong place. I've started looking for this 72 DDO again. It's in the word trust. I've looked at 38 million of them and haven't found one. 71, it's in trust, and it's in the I and the N and N. It's been a good long while since I found one of those as well. Now you get these all the time. They look like they want to be because you have a little bit of a step. So I can do it with this little head of a, where'd it go? Like right there, there's a little step and there's like a weird little flare out there. Unfortunately, that's not enough to make it a DDO. So, but yeah, I know when I'm at the bank, because I always open my boxes at the bank, because over the course of the years of doing this, I've been shorted rolls, I've opened boxes, and all the rolls have been cracked because it's been dropped. And usually when you take them home and open them, they won't help you out. But if you open them at the bank, they'll help you out. So I always open them, and it's just a beautiful thing to open that box and see enders right off the rip. So nothing on any of those. Hey JB72, welcome to the stream. We're getting into roll number 11. How many we got in the chat? Looks like 20 something. Well, 26 it says concurrent, only 16 showing on my little counter, which is weird. Oh no, it's 22. The streaming software is behind. 2021. So you guys keep chatting. I will randomly pick a name here in a few minutes to give away a roll or two away. If we happen to find something, I'll put it in the mail for you. So all you have to do is chat anything you like. No keywords, nothing special. Anything you like will enter you into the Nightbot drawing. Ryan said 3 enders on the top of my box yesterday, so I was excited. A good box, but nothing like I got. I hope so, Faz. It'd be wonderful to find a walker tonight. Roy says, hot. Tell you what, it's hot in Atlanta. We went to the pool today, and I sat in the shade and was just sweating to death. Probably should have flipped that one over. 97. Tracy says silver. Let's find some silver. I'd even settle for some proofs. You know, I can't remember where I saw it. Maybe somebody sent me an email, but they were like, oh, you know, I've been coin roll hunting forever and I have found like 2 proofs. And I was looking at my little tray that I have, and keep in mind, I've probably sold 60 proofs over the years to people that, you know, needed a couple to fill an album. Or I know Shakarin, he's one of my members. He wanted to try out like restoring proofs, like through plating and a couple of different ideas he had. So he bought a bunch of, he was like, I want your worst ones. So, you know, I kind of went through and cherry picked my ugliest ones. And he bought them up and wrote me back a couple of days later and was like, yeah, once these things are destroyed, they're kind of destroyed. But I just have like, I don't know, 10 tubes of proofs that I've found over the years. It just seems like a whole lot. It is definitely hot, Lana, David, and it's just going to get hotter. Yeah, so anyone wondering how the winter will work? Yes, I will. I have, I'll put it up on screen, but I use Nightbot, and we just hit a button called Roll It, and Nightbot will pick somebody randomly from the chat who has spoken up in the last 5 minutes. So, do you ever weigh rolls when hunting? I've learned to really enjoy it. So, David, sometimes I weigh them, sometimes I don't. I have found that you know, weighing it doesn't always tell you what's in the roll. It just gives you an idea of what might be in the roll. So sometimes I weigh them, sometimes I do not. I did a whole video on weighing rolls, and the funny thing is I think I did like 5 examples where we weighed them, and I said, you know, I'll give you a minute to go and guess what's in the roll. And I'd be willing to bet you most of you would only get probably 1 or 2 right out of the 5 examples, because the way I packed them as part of the video, you know, there was magic coins in there, we had worn coins in there, we had some brand new coins in there. So it's just, and it was an example to show how badly off, you know, the just weighing them is. I think the craziest roll I ever had was like 224.2 or something, and it had a silver and a magic coin in it, and I was floored because, you know, that's a roll that if you were just weighing them and only opening heavies, you'd have gone right by it. So weighing it just gives you an idea. It's not going to tell you exactly what's in there. Let's see here. Were those halves? You were asking somebody else. What's up, American Stacker? Welcome to the stream. John Wilkos. Hey there. Welcome. Best thing I've ever found in a Coinstar. I'm trying to remember. I don't find a ton of good stuff in Coinstars. I found a W quarter probably 2-3 months ago. I have found some silver dimes, like 1 or 2 silver dimes over the years. Find lots of foreigns. I pulled a Bahamian quarter out of a Coinstar the other day. Probably my best just crazy thing, I actually was dumping pennies in a Coinstar, and it spit out like $6 in quarters, just out of nowhere. So for dropping like $21 in pennies in the machine, I made $6 in quarters that it spit out. So I thought that was kind of weird. But I check Coinstars probably like once every 2 weeks. So D-Stout's at $2,500 in 2024 halves. I don't doubt it. I've heard that's going around, especially in the Northwest. It's like you're watching your own hands during a hunt. Nothing. Well, that is unfortunately part of the game. Finding nothing is pretty common. I mean, the thing I get the most is people watch my videos, and I have been extremely fortunate in the last probably 18 months to 2 years that I haven't had huge skunk streaks. Like, I think right around Christmas to the middle of January, I think I went on like a 16 or an 18 box skunk. But most of my skunks of late have been only like 4 to 6 boxes between finding silver. And granted, I haven't been finding a lot, but I've been finding it, which again kind of keeps motivating you to keep hunting. You know, when you get $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 in without finding anything, you can get discouraged pretty quickly. But the silver is out there. It's just a matter of time. American Stacker, I have found 2 Stone Mountains. I found one this year and one last year. And the one I found last year was in extra fine condition. I actually took it to the coin shop. And even the guy behind the counter, when I showed it to him, he was like, oh, I got a whole box of those. And he pulled them out. And he's like, all right, well, none of mine look as nice as yours. And he asked me where I got it. And I said, I got it out of a roll of $50. And he was just floored that I found one in that good a condition in a roll. But that was a really nice find. I still think my favorite find of all time was that 1856 seated quarter that I found like my first year of coin roll hunting on YouTube. That was pretty crazy. All right, gang, I'm gonna roll for a winner here, and as soon as I'm done with this roll, and I'm gonna give away the next 5 rolls. We're gonna do rolls 21 to 25 to somebody in the chat. So make sure you have chatted something in the last 5 minutes. If you hadn't, you are not entered to win. So make sure you put something. I don't care what it is. The number 1, hi, good luck. I love Nightbot. I like turtles. Whatever floats your boat. So you have just a second while I scope these coins. I got about 6 to scope, 7 to scope. Won't take long. So we got a 71, no doubling in trust, no doubling in N. Nothing there. 74. I haven't found a 74 DDO in what feels like 6 months. And when I first started coin roll hunting, I probably found one in every, I would say, 4 to 6 boxes. You just don't see them anymore. And when I do, they're like really bad. All right. So that should have given you guys ample time. There you go. So here we go. If your name's over here, you were entered to win. I don't know how many there are in there. 20 people are eligible. Looks like we got way more than that watching, but you do have to be subscribed to be able to chat. So I'm going to go ahead and roll this thing in 3, 2, 1. Rolling it. Roy Belt. He even just texted money. So Roy, you have won the next 5 rolls. So if we find anything interesting in there, we'll be sure to send it off to you. So Facet was hoping I'd find a DDO in my halves from the other day, but 1240s and 290s, man, that is better than a DDO, my friend, unless it's like an MS65 DDO. All right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and get back to the live stream window. There we go. So, Roy, roll 21, roll 22, roll 23, 24, and 25 are all yours, my friend. You get to keep the fines if there are any. Beautiful 1996 is coming through. Another beautiful 1996. It's a 71. I'll make sure we scope everything for you that we come across that has a potential variety. Yeah, there's a whole roll of 96 Denvers in here. Here's roll number 2 for you there, Roy. Yeah, when you're winning rolls or if you're buying rolls, there's nothing better than finding silver early. Even proofs, I'd love it. I mean, you know, if people are only in it for the silver, I totally get it. But if you love coins, finding a couple of really nice proofs is also kind of cool. Because those things aren't supposed to be in circulation anyway. We'll scope that 72 for you. That was a 01. We'll scope that 72. So nothing there. Here is roll number 3. Well, Faz, I think you are one that loves the proofs, right? What's up, Scott H? (2021) 97, 74 Denver. Another beautiful 96. We'll look at that 71 under the scope. All right, nothing there. Well, we are trying to find you some silver here, Roy. Beautiful back-to-back 96s. Another beautiful 96. Another one, another one. 1, 2 more. There's a mint roll somebody dumped. All right, here's roll number 25, or roll number 5 for Roy. And looks like it's loaded with brand new coins, at least 7 or 8. Hey there, Lyle Akamoto. How are you, sir? Welcome to the stream. 23, 23, 23, 23, 23, 21, 23, 97, 84, and 23. Sorry, Roy, nothing there. We're going to check these, whatever this is, about 8 coins for you for a variety. It'd be cool if we found one for you, but nothing on that 74. Now, I'm going to be real disappointed if that's a 72 DDO because I have never found one for myself. Nothing there. So, JR, you got your first 1970 half. That's pretty cool. Did you get a decent price on the coins, or... Hang on, what is that? That's a 72. Remind myself what I'm looking for. It's been a while since I've bought a collection. I am still pricing out a really nice Morgan dollar collection, but I can already tell you it's way more than I can afford. There's a lot of post-mint damage right there. All right, Roy. I hate to tell you, man, but there was nothing there for you. But thank you for being part of the stream, and congratulations on at least winning an opportunity. Ken Duvall, could you take a metal detector to it? No, the problem is it's full of metal, so the thing will just ding at you. So no. I mean, I guess if you had one that was super tuned to only silver, maybe. Believe it or not, I've actually tried it. I got my metal detector out, and the problem is no matter where you wave it over, you just get the signal that there is metal that is a coin, but no indication that they're silver. JR, you did get them extremely cheap if you got them for $4. How much? I mean, did you just get wheat pennies or what? Oh, Create Craft, I've had a dream that you could have something in your car that as you drove by banks, it would give you an alarm if there was silver at the bank, man. I've had all kinds of crazy thoughts. That'd be a beautiful thing to drive around town and have your car scream at you to go in there and buy up whatever change they have. But that's never going to happen. Yeah, Roy, I love Morgans, but the problem is most of the ones I find that are affordable, they're 1921s, and I don't know, if I'm going to buy up a bunch of Morgans, I do not want 21s, but I have a lot of them, because usually I do buy in bulk, and I try to get them as cheap as I can, and that usually ends up meaning you get a bunch of 21s. There was somebody on Reddit selling a whole batch of 21s yesterday or day before at like melt or just under, not, that wasn't at melt, I'm sorry, it's like $26.50. Sorry, I can't hardly see that little window on the side. I'll do big screen in a few minutes. Yep, I would much rather buy like a grab bag full of of Morgan dollars that, you know, like was from some guy's collection or whatever who, yeah, it's a beautiful 77. We'll scope that in a minute. You know, who didn't really know what he had. He just collected them over the years, and, you know, that's I would love to find something like that, to go through it and vam hunt it and see what kind of crazy years and mint marks you might be able to find. Problem with buying that at a coin shop or something, it's all been cherry picked to death, so Lord knows you're just going to get a bunch of 21s. Roy, did yours come from Reddit? Is that what you were saying? Yeah, that'd be nice, American Stacker. So something I tried to do, somebody was asking about weighing rolls earlier in the stream, and I said sometimes I weigh them. A couple of months ago, I got the bright idea of, could you weigh an entire box, like before you even opened it? Just throw a box on a scale, and, you know, how much silver would you need in a box to throw the weight of the box off enough to know this is a box that definitely has you know, whatever, 5 silvers or 10 silvers or, you know, pick a number. My problem is I don't have any scale that's accurate enough in my house that would be able to do that. And secondly, there's such a variation in the weight of half dollars that over 50 rolls and the weight of the box and the weight of the tape, like, it'd be nearly impossible to do it. But I thought about it. Because I was like, what if I could go to the bank with a scale and just get my boxes and throw them on the scale and go, yeah, I don't even want to buy these boxes. You can send them back. I've thought all kinds of crazy stuff. I am dropping half dollars all over the place. So I'm going to get through 5 more rolls. We'll scope what I have set aside, and then we will give away 5 more to the chat. Yeah, JR, the margin of error is huge. Because, I mean, even within a roll, if you weigh them, you know, I've had boxes that I've weighed where everything was like 224 point X, right? I've had rolls where everything was 226 point, like 1 or 225.9 or, you know, whatever. And I mean, that alone over 50 rolls is enough to throw off an overall weight of a box. And like a whole box full of brand new coins weighs more than a box full of circulated coins, because there's just no wear on the new coins. So, hey Brian, good to see you. Yeah, Shockwave Dave, I love VAM hunting. I don't think I ever posted this. Oh, we got an NIFC again. Look at that. 2005, third one of the hunt. 2005, Denver. There it is, 05. Can't even fit it all on there, but there it is. What was I saying? Oh, I tried to make a video out of hunting all of my Morgan dollars for VAMs, and I think I had one. And like I filmed the whole thing, and the video ended up being like 4 minutes long, because it's like, okay, I have all these Morgan dollars. I'm going to search them. And then I searched them, was like, okay, I found one interesting one. The end, right? So I ended up just throwing the whole thing away. But it was fun to hunt it. I just didn't end up making a video out of it, you know, or posting a video, if I recall. Yeah, Brian, most of mine do end up in kind of the 225.5 range in general when I weigh. But like I said, they're kind of all over the place. So Roy, I have several tubes of piece dollars. I did a video on my last piece dollar purchase off of Reddit. And when I say collect, like I'll buy them when I can get a good price. I am not somebody who's out and about like constantly hunting for... Oh, it's got an FG. It's unfortunate. That 83 looked good, but it's faint. I'll put that aside so we can look at it under the big scope. Yes, I collect them. Yes, I have tubes of them, but it's like silver. I kind of only buy when silver's cheap. So like right now, I am not stacking. Silver melt is just too high for me, so I'm sitting out. I love the old halves, old quarters, bust capped old stuff. I love that stuff. One of my favorite half dollars is, I can't remember what year it is, but it's a cap bust half dollar. Love it. So American Stacker, I have once in my life got a 226.4 gram roll of half dollars that had no silver in it. I was floored. But yeah, usually 226.4. If you can find that, you are golden for silver. But I have one time gotten one that heavy that had nothing in it. So if you get over 230 and there's not silver in it, like 232 I think is the number, that is usually an extra half dollar. So it's real easy to get excited about, but once you kind of get up into that weight, that is usually an extra half dollar. Now, I say that, it could also be 15, 90% halves, right? I mean, or however many. You got a whole roll of 90%, that's going to throw that number way up there as well. It's like pennies. I weigh penny rolls, and you know, a full roll of copper weighs 100 and I think it's like I think it's 155 grams for a whole roll of copper pennies, if I remember correctly. right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get through these, whatever this is, about 14 errors. Keep chatting because I'm going to give away another 5 rolls to the chat. So make sure you have chatted something in the last few minutes. If you have, you'll be entered to win. If you have not, you won't be entered. So we've got 15 rolls left in this hunt, or in this box, and then we'll move on to box number 2. And then I will be calling it our early night. A box of pennies a couple days ago, and the rolls were almost entirely copper, only like 3 to 4 zinc-cent rolls. Oh yeah, that stinks. But I mean, if you're hoarding that copper, copper's up to like $4 and I don't know, about 40 cents a pound. So there's good money to be had in copper. I mean, you are just paying to store it, but T just looked kind of funny to me. I don't know if you guys can see that, but so does the S, but I don't think that is a DDO. I'm going to set that aside. We're going to look at that a little more closely later. Nothing there. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, it looks a little funny, but I don't think it's DDO just because it's just in the top part of that T and it's not anywhere else. So that could even be some post-mint damage in there. JR, you think that's a DDO? All right, we'll hang on, what 72 is this? All right, we're looking for, that's just a bunch of damage. No doubling there. The 77, I think we can find some doubling in we and God, but it's not there today. That is light playing tricks. Nothing there. And nothing there. Yeah, and I'll pull it out here in just a second. Here it is right here. Playing with the light a little bit. And let me do this. I was going to see if I can make that bigger, but I don't think I can. Sorry, I'm just turning the light off completely as well. I don't know, guys. I don't think so. And the T is a little suspicious, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll even monkey with the focus a little bit. I think we've got some post-mint damage up through the T where the T just looks twisted. I don't think that's I don't think that's damage. Yeah, I'll put it aside just in case. That's what we do when we don't know. And then this 83 flat, it's tough to see the G, but the second you put a little angle in it, you can see that G real clear. So that was going to be an 83 Philly. Unfortunately, we got that FG. All right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and pick somebody. Let me get over here so you guys can see too. We've got everybody entered. We'll put Roy back in here real quick. We're going to roll this in 3, 2, 1. Oh, you don't get picked hunting Southwest Ohio. Just Southwest got picked. Your name's too long. Congrats, Southwest, or SW. That would have been funny had you won. Rick. That would have been super funny. All right, SW, let me know you're still here. Oh, there he is. He says, sweet. So the next 5 rolls are yours, my friends. So we are on 36, 37, 38. Oh, you guys can't see. So sorry. Right there. 39. And that is roll 40. We're going to put those up there. How are you hunting Southwest Ohio? So also something else, I did turn off ads for this stream. I've had them run the last couple and people have complained about them. So I have disabled ads. So hopefully that's improving your viewing experience. I will turn ads back on for, of course, replays. So if you're late to the party, I'll put that right there. We'll look at those in a little bit. You will unfortunately have to suffer through ads. So apologies. So American Eagle Hoarder, guess who might be buying another Bamboo Labs printer? I'm gonna guess somebody with the initials AEH. That's gonna be my guess. What are you thinking about getting? Ken, how many cases of $50? I have no idea what a Loomis would carry in like a district office or something like that. I have no clue, man. It's a good question. I mean, you would think a whole lot, but I know we go through these phases where banks will order stuff and it doesn't get delivered because they say they don't have it. So while I think we all have this picture in our head that Loomis has like this vault with 1 million boxes of $50 laying in it, I don't necessarily think that's true. I think especially with the corn roll hunting craze that has occurred over the last 4 or 5, 6 years, I think that companies like Brinks and Loomis can hardly keep them in stock. So, Brian, I'm doing well. I am doing well. I am going to start traveling, so I've said it in my last couple of videos, but I always say it at the end, and I know a lot of people either tap through, and once I start doing my end spiel, you check out, which is okay. I'm guilty. I do it too. But I will be traveling Wednesday through Sunday. My daughter's got a volleyball tournament down in Orlando, so we will be down there Wednesday through Sunday, and then I get home Sunday night just in time to go to work for 2 or 3 days, and then we get on an airplane and go to Dallas for USA Volleyball National Championship in Dallas for 4 or 5 days. So I will not be home a whole lot, and it will make filming coin roll hunts really quite difficult. So Ken, I mean, I used to have that question as well, like, you know, does Loomis or Brinks or String and Son or whoever, like at the back of the vault, do they have boxes that have been sitting around since 1964, just loaded? You know, I've had that question myself, but I don't know how real that is. We got another 2005 NIFC. I guess I could update the board. We do have 4 NIFCs. We've been showing 0. We got 4. So let's see here. Faz says, last I went to Orlando was Feb of 2020 with my high school band. Oddly enough, we all came home with a sickness we couldn't place. That's really funny. That is funny. Yeah, I did them just to see how they worked out and how people would respond. And so you could earn a little bit of money, you know, from the live stream. But, you know, if it's pulling people out of the experience and it's frustrating people, I kind of wanted to turn that off, because the last thing I want to do is have people come hang out and annoy them, you know. Brian Simon is going to be an uncle for the 3rd time. Congratulations. Yeah, American Stacker, I'd like to do the same, sir. All right, SW, this is your last roll, and it does not look good for you. We do have a handful of coins to look at that are potential varieties, but not a whole lot. And if you want the 2005, I mean, I can throw that in an envelope for you, if that's something you're interested in. Just sounded funny. Can I keep ads exclusively for videos? You get to choose on every video you make about ads. So I have mine defaulted to on, but even with the default to on, you do still have to check a box and submit that you don't have like questionable content or any of that kind of stuff. And there for a little while, Rick, you might have had this too. You had to go in and attest to the fact that you weren't using like AI generated content, or there was some disclaimer we had to write or check for a little while about AI generated content or AI manipulated content or something like that. All right, well, SW, sorry about that. Only finding a 2005, but thanks for saving me the stamp. I appreciate that. Oh, something else you guys are going to get to see, and I've been meaning to show it off. Like I remind myself every video like that I find silver, I go, I need to show off the silver chest. And then I get to the end of the video and I totally forget to show off the silver chest. It only looks good because of the couple of big hunts we had in like February and March, but it does still look pretty good. I should market a coin wrapper that says Hunted Roll with my logo on it. Maybe. I mean, I can tell you all my hunted rolls, if you live in my area of town. Hang on, I'm just trying to switch back here. If you pick them up and they look like that, that's my roll. You found a bank that I go to. I do, Ken, if you are unaware, I do have a couple of coin roll hunting supplies in my store. I did a video on these, so coin wraps, and these are the updated ones if you guys haven't seen them. I've put Georgia Silver Hunter around the bottoms. Somebody that bought them said, can you flare out the tops to make it a little easier to get the paper in? So I did that, and we made, and now I offer them in like 7 or 8 different colors. But I've made them for every denomination. So here's the quarter. And of course, I'm selling them in as a set of 5 as well, as the colors that they would be at the bank. So nickels are blue, quarters are orange, pennies are red, dimes are green. And I just picked black for $50. Usually they're gray or black, but I just chose black. So that's what you get. So I have that and something else. I was going to show it to you guys. Where'd I put it? Give me a second. Where'd I put it? Getting old. Well, I know I brought it over here. There it is. So I've been selling my rewraps, right? So you can get them for every major denomination. And now that I got a faster printer and it's easier to prototype stuff, I pulled my name because the ones I normally sell say Georgia Silver Hunter on this side. It's kind of engraved in there. It's whatever inset in there. And today I was playing with hollowing out the back and making a little drill bit for it. So you can throw it in your drill and it works like 1,000 times better than hand rolling these. So this is something else I'm playing with. What I'm trying to figure out is how sturdy is this little thing? Because right now it's just a little too small. It's smaller than a standard drill bit. So I got to figure out how to either make that a standard drill bit size, so anyone with a drill bit can use it, or you're basically stuck with these. And I'm going to probably have to package a handful because they are plastic, they can break. But before the stream tonight I was playing with this and it works really, really well in a drill. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I'll be able to do this for every denomination once I get the dimensions figured out. But pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys think it's cool. So let's see here. I'm finding lots of 74 DDRs. Well, good for you, D-Stout. That's what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. I used to find a ton. Stacy R. Yes, banks do give out free wraps. I would say up to a point. At least that's been my experience. I think if you go in there and start taking 1,000 wraps a week from them, they're going to start saying no. I know that I keep doing that. I'm going to look at those at the end. I know that one of the banks I used to go to, they used to give me a bunch, and then slowly they would back off, and they'd back off, and they'd back off, and then it was like, we can give you 5 of each. And when you're going through $2,000 a week in change or $1,500 a week in change, it just wasn't enough for the volume I was doing. So I go to banksupplies.com and buy in bulk of 1,000, and I usually buy 7 to 10 boxes of wraps at a go. So like I'll get 5 boxes, so like 5,000 $half wraps, and then I'll get like 2,000 quarter wraps. A box of dimes, a box of pennies, a box of nickels, whatever, right? So I get enough to get me through 6 months to a year. Because I do not hunt pennies, nickels, and dimes as much as I hunt halves, so I tend to buy way more half wraps than anything else. And they usually run a 15% off coupon as well. So let's see here. Do any bank, I asked to answer that. Is a clad 72 $half that weighs 10.43 grams enough to be a keeper, light planchet, or spender? It very well could be a magic coin, so NC Prospectors nailed it. Could be. And welcome to the stream, NC Prospectors. Good answer. It could be a light planchet. It could just be well worn. I have been finding the sort of 10.5 gram planchets of late. So far, I haven't found them to be anything of value. So that's my experience anyway. Ring of Death, not even going to look at it. So NC Prospectors, I'm going to guess you're from North Carolina. Whereabouts? We got another NIFC 2002 Philly for the board. Um, 10 grams is, I believe, too much for it to be on quarter stock. That's my opinion, Rick, but I could be wrong. It would also have to be like super thin to be on quarter stock. But it's possible. Very possible. I'm not going to say you're wrong, but yeah, I agree with Brian. I think a half on quarter stock would weigh less, but that's me. So, Brian, I get questions like that all the time, and the answer is it depends on your banks and your tellers and your bank manager. There is no one answer that's correct across the board. My banks will only take rolled change. Full stop, the end. They don't have coin machines. They won't take. If I bring in $1,000 in loose halves in a bag, they're going to send me home and tell me to wrap them. I could bring in $3 worth of quarters. Well, maybe more. Let's say I brought in $10 worth of quarters. They would hand me a wrap and tell me to wrap them. Banks that have coin machines typically won't take loose change unless it's, again, under a certain amount, $10, $20, $30. But, again, it totally depends on the bank. I'm just telling you my experience here in Georgia from talking to countless banks. But I understand that it's different for everyone. All right, I'm going to open 2 more rolls, and the last 3 we're going to give away. So if you have not chatted recently, make sure you put something in the chat so that you have an opportunity to win one of the last 3 rolls. And I'm going to do a solid and say anything that's in my little stack of potential varieties, if we find something in that, you will also take that home. See here. Yeah, Ken, especially if you bring in lots and lots, they can be, hey, James Benson, how are you? Yeah, I have banks every now and then. I actually had one teller probably 2 years ago. She told me that I had to stop bringing them change. So I basically had to stop. And I spent about a year not bringing them change, and then they got a new bank manager, and I've started taking them stuff occasionally. So we got 3 rolls left after this one, and like I said, we're gonna pick somebody to take that home. Well, potentially take something home if there's anything in it. So the disappointing thing for me is this box was just like the box that I did on my regular video last week. Same kind of makeup, same kind of feel. So here's the last 3. We're going to pick a name here in just a second. There's our last 3. There's our empty box. Just so you guys know, hopefully you've said something in the chat. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to switch over to the computer, and we are going to pick somebody. In 3, 2, 1. JR, channel member. Thank you so much, JR. And he even said, don't pick me. Look at that. He said, don't pick me, and it picked him. Thank you so much for being a channel member. I really, really appreciate that. And I think you are at the member level, not the fan club. So again, thank you so much. Glad you won. And the reverse psychology seems to have worked out for you. Sean Martin, I would love to speak to the teller that told you they can't order them because they don't make them. I have just got a whole, here's a 2023 Denver. Oh, wait, hang on. I got to switch back. Here's a 2023 Denver. If you want to take a screenshot, you can take it over to the bank, or I'll hold one up for you. But okay, last 3 rolls plus the varieties for JR. Hey, Nate Ferrier, how are you? Ever get like washers or anything in rolls? So I got a roll of nickels once that had like 3 washers in it. So yes, get it all the time. Or I won't say all the time. It has happened. I am doing just great. Doing just fine. Yeah. I've had all kinds of weird interactions with tellers where I always try to be kind and respectful, but sometimes you go in and you just get the wrong teller or the wrong bank manager, and sometimes the snarkiness in me gets out. And I was in a Regions bank that has since closed, and they had like $2 half behind the counter, or they maybe had a roll or something. I can't remember, but it was like not a lot of money, right? It was $10 or less. And I asked if I could buy it, and they asked me if I had an account, and I said no. And I was like, but it was like $10. Can I please just buy this roll from you? Whatever it was, right? 5 coins, 10 coins, a roll. It just doesn't really matter. And they said no, I had to have an account. And there was probably this like 70-year-old lady standing behind me. And I turned around and I looked at the lady and I said, ma'am, here's $10. Would you buy that roll for me? And the bank manager asked me very politely to leave the premises because I was harassing customers. And I was like, really? I actually thought it was pretty funny. But I kind of asked the lady in a snarky way to stick it to the bank manager, so I kind of deserved it. But I did think it was kind of funny. I have a couple of cherry picker tellers. They've actually already told me don't come to me because I've already cherry picked stuff. If I get old coins, if I get old money, don't worry, I already have it in my purse or my wallet. I have that. A couple of banks. Hey, Coin Flip, how are you? Faz says, I've always wondered how it can be so easy to spot silver in a roll, but after my 2 boxes the other day, I can see why you can almost instantly spot it, even if it's off color. Yeah, I was telling somebody the other day, I was actually chatting with a guy in the bank. And when I'm in the bank with people, I just tell them I'm a coin collector. A few of the tellers know I have a YouTube channel. But definitely like random people I meet in the bank, if they ask questions because I'm holding, $1,000 in coins, I just say I'm a coin collector. And this particular gentleman, I was explaining to him that I can just hear change and tell you what it is. I can tell you if it's silver. I can tell you if it's quarters. I can tell you if they're copper pennies. you know, you can tell they're magic coin. Like you look at them so long, it just takes a fraction of a second to know something is off about the coin, or you can hear it and your ear kind of gets trained to know something's not right about the coin. And the guy was floored. And I'm like, it's not that impressive. It's just once you've looked at $100,000 in change, your brain kind of gets wired that way. Brian says they wanted me to pay for shipping for the bank because I didn't have an account. Now, not having an account completely for purchasing coin or like getting them to order, I totally get. But yeah, there's some weird stuff in there. All right, JR, we did not find you any silver or anything, but we are going to look through these coins here real quick we've got about 20 of them for various varieties and see what we get. And if anybody wants me to explain what we're looking for, I am happy to. It's just we've got so many that I'm trying to move quickly because I do want to get into this second box. $72 doesn't have it on in anyway. I don't know why I was looking at it. You should tell them that they'll fit in a large U.S. priority mailbox and you can ship it for like $14.53. And the other thing that they're not telling you is if you put it in a box and put tape on it, they can give it back to Brinks during a regular shipment, and it doesn't cost the bank $55. Or to Loomis or whoever. I know they pay a fee, but it ain't $55. Mr. Green, especially if I go to new banks, new branches, I too have gotten the you don't have a business account nonsense. I just actually put this in the chat the other day, or in a comment for someone the other day. There is a Wells Fargo that's probably 10 miles from my house that will only give me, in a single visit, 2 rolls of quarters, 2 rolls of nickels, 2 rolls of dimes, and 2 rolls of pennies, full stop, because I don't have a business account. Where I have another Wells Fargo that's 3 minutes up the road that if they have it, so they have to have the excess. I'm not saying they'll give me everything in the vault, but if they have excess, they'll give me a box of quarters, a box of nickels, a box of dimes. They'll open their safe for customer wrap stuff, and they will literally sell me whatever I want. And it's the same bank. It's just a different branch and a different branch manager. So, very, very strange. So Faz, yes, I actually thought about streaming my box of nickels the other day that I think I posted. If I didn't, I have a nickel video in the queue, but I think I posted it. I was really close to actually streaming that nickel box. I did a penny hunt a long time ago with another YouTuber, and as much fun as it was, it was like 4 hours or something to do the 1 box of pennies. So I'm not interested in pennies. Dimes are too hard. So if I were to do another denomination, it would be nickels, quarters, or of course $50. And I think a box of dollar coins could be fun, but you know, again, the stuff you can find isn't near as exciting, in my opinion. And if I miss anything, feel free to chat it again. Just don't spam the chat. Sorry, guys. So James says only 10 rolls of halves. Won't buy a box. Yep. JR, I had a Wells Fargo. One of them, I have 10 Wells Fargos near me. I had one of them tell me that to order boxes, they were going to charge me like, I don't know, $4, $7, $11, something like that each way. So I just stopped ordering from them. Hey, Papa Giorgio, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. I love nickels to create craft as long as they're producing. I did a nickel and quarter video the other day. Or I filmed it and threw it all away because I did like 150 in dimes and like 75 in nickels. And I think I had like 6 finds in the entire hunt, and I just refused to post it. But, it was all customer wrapped and it was all kind of cruddy stuff. So it was also kind of just nasty coins. Publix, I've tried, Ken, to get Publix to give me coin, and they will not, out of the coin machine. So I'm over here running my mouth. I apologize, guys. We got to get to the next box, but we did end up with 5 NIFCs on that box. We had a 2002 Philly, 2 2005 Denvers, a 2007 Philly, and a 2020 Denver. So nothing too exciting there. No one did purchase that box, and thank God they didn't, because you would have been the proud owner of, I think, 4 coins. So that said, I will extend the offer. If anyone wants to buy this box, $50, guaranteed a 90% if it's a skunk. NIFCs and such, you can either trade those in for silver value, or you can get one of each year in mint mark. And of course, if we find varieties, they will come to you. It's all in the description down below. If there's anyone interested, if not, it's cool. I'll give you guys like 2 or 3 minutes to think about it, and then I'm going to go ahead and jump into this box. We'll hunt it the exact same way I did the last one. We'll give away a few rolls throughout, but I'll hunt them for me. So John's going to buy it. All right, so if you're going to buy it, it's $50. You can PayPal me or Cash App me. It is on the screen underneath the Georgia Silver Hunter logo. The PayPal and the Zelle. Actually, don't Zelle me, but you can if you want. I'd prefer Cash App or PayPal. Let me know when it's done. I can look it up, just make sure it's through, and this box can be yours. So real quick, John, how are you going to do PayPal or Cash App? Mr. Green, my banks get the boxes and then I return them to the bank that gave me a hard time. I keep the... Yeah, that Mr. Green, there's a lot of people that do that. That the banks that give them a hard time become their dump banks. And while I can't promote it, it gives me a smile because I do that sometimes too. The banks that don't want to be nice and don't want to work with me, I'm more than happy to go just return tons and tons of coins to them. So it's not uncommon. And it's like if they get mad at you, it's okay because you didn't really want to bank much there anyway. All right, you're trying to do Cash App. So yeah, it's in there. It's $GAShunter. I will log into Cash App real quick just to make sure we're all good. Try this the other way. Sorry, gang, just trying to get logged into everything here. All right, John, I do see it there. Thank you, sir. We'll go ahead and get started. I forgot they sent me emails, so we're all good. Let's see here. Before we get started trying to do Cash App, I got it, John. We're good. I have received it. And we will get started in just a second. And I do hope that the silver flows for you in this box, because it certainly didn't flow in the last one. Why is this so hard to do this on the app? It's like you open the app and it's like, boom, you're there. It won't let me give you a little heart, John. All right, I'll let you know. It is in there. I got it though. All right, so one credit union will only 4 rolls in a different branch. I bought $100 in one, but they said they could only do 25, but I'm okay. Yeah, some banks are difficult. Business account with Truist, and they don't say anything as they have to take them. I do go to different ones during the month. Ken, that's also a good plan. I have a great video. If anybody's never seen it, I did it like 2 or 3 years ago on how to get boxes from the bank. It actually has done pretty well, you know, considering when I made it and how big my channel was. But it was a fun video to do, and it's the video I point people to when they ask me how do I get boxes, because it's really pretty obvious, but I also have some little nuggets in there on how to buy boxes and how I return them and so on and so forth. So 1952D RPM of some sort. Nice, Faz. Mr. Green says, bring him coffee. All right, here we go. Let me get back to my OBS so I can see what you guys see. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So good luck to you. That was to John Bryan. You actually just write your name here on a envelope. And hopefully the silver will be with you, or some proofs, or anything good for that matter, because I hate when we end up skunking. And I will pull again all of our varieties and anything interesting that we see. There we go. Yeah, Faz says, here comes the walker. So it's always nice when you have someone that works at the bank. That is a great way to go. Here is roll number 2. We got about 6 new coins in there, or relatively new. There's a 23. Anything that I put up here, just to remember, guys, is those are things we will scope a little bit later. I do like doing it on the full screen so everybody can get a good view. And it's actually easier for me to see as well so that we don't miss anything. So Ken, one of the things I like about Chase is I don't have an account at Chase, and they will do transactions, at least the 2 or 3 I go to, up to $100. So I can actually walk in there without an account and get a full box of nickels, which I do from time to time when I can't get stuff other places. And we'll look at it. So that's one thing I do like about Chase. I don't have an account there, but I do go in. I'm not looking for anything on the 23s. I think I just turned that one funny to look at it, but no, I'm not. As far as I know, they're... I'm trying to remember, I think it's the penny. The new 23 penny has a DDO on it. But the 23 half, as far as I know, at least there's no mass error that's out there that's people are actively hunting for that I'm aware of. That was a beat up 72 that I ran by, just so you know. Even if it had an error, you were never going to get any money out of it. There's an FG on that one. So coin flip, you said heard there is a DDO on the halves. There's lots of DDOs on the halves. So the 2023 Philly, you guys are saying has a DDO on it? Or are you saying on the penny? Because I know the penny does. Oh, so you were told that today, coin flip. Yeah, and just so you guys know, these are all 2023 Denver so far, which is also really weird. So all 2021 Phillies, they've all been from Philly. The 23s have all been from Denver, which is really weird because it usually takes me forever to start seeing Denvers come through. All the 96s that have been really nice that have come through here are also Denvers. That's got to be a mint set 91 Philly. Damaged, but pretty coin. Yeah, I'll check that out. I haven't seen any 2024 nickels yet. I did get my first rolls of 2024 pennies that were in my last video, but those are the only 24s that I've seen. The 23 Philly, I will look for, like, if I get a box of them. So I've done this in the past where if I get a whole box of like a brand new coin, I will hunt, 50 or 75% of that box. Just kind of scoping them to get used to what they look like and looking for any errors that might be new. Plus, those videos tend to do pretty well. Maybe not for all the right reasons, but they tend to do pretty well. So if I get a whole box of them, I'll probably spend a little time on it. And coin flip, I did the same. I have one roll of 23 Phillies and 23 Denver $half. I had a full roll of the 21s and 22s and bank wrapped, and I ended up just kind of convincing myself they were worthless. So I ended up trading them in at the bank one day when I needed like $10 worth of halves to fill up a box. But I still have the 23s. So Brian, I struggle, and like I said, you know, if I had a whole box of them, I might do half the box. Going through an entire box of new coins is mind-numbing. So John, we are working for you here. We are trying hard. We are just not getting there. Not so far. On roll number 8. Do you need a nice 1996 Denver? Just because I've got a whole box full of them, it seems like. If you need one, I'm happy to. I'll put it up here in case you need it. I don't know if you're trying to do an album or anything. It's only worth 50 cents. But if you want it, I'm happy to throw it in an envelope for you or throw it in a little box, depending on how much stuff we've got to ship. But I'll put it aside for you. You've got it? Okay. Well, then I will pitch it back. I always, I did 2 sets of coins for my kids. So whenever I do get like those kind of mint set looking coins, and sometimes I forget, but I tend to try to just put them aside and see if they upgrade the books. And the thing is, I started my kids' books 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. And I've had so long to upgrade them that it's rare. Even when I pull the coins and I go double check, they're typically never upgrades. Here is roll number 10. So NC Prospectors, I have one teller, well actually now I have 2, that they do try to, one of them in particular tries to hang on to a lot of her customer wrap stuff, especially if they're in older looking wraps. She's been hanging on to that stuff for me, so when I come in, she's like, oh, I got a bunch of stuff for you. And then I have another one that just this past week, I don't know if I have it on me. Do I have it on me? I do. And this kills me, because she knows that I do this, because she gets me all my halves. She pulled this out of her drawer and she said, do you want this? And for those of you that might know where I'm going, this is a 1963 $5 red note. Now, it's beat up. There, you know, it's not a huge value here, but this is an old bill. This is an old red note, right? This is backed by the U.S. government, not the Federal Reserve. They started printing these during the Civil War. And she had a $50 bill that was also a red label, and she gave it away. I'm like, don't do that anymore, please. Please hang on to those for me. But she did give me this. Well, didn't give it to me. I had to trade her for $5. But I was excited to pick that up at the bank the other day. So, something old, I'll take it. All right, roll number 16. I'll get through these 5, and then we'll look for varieties there. A lot of new coins in this one, probably 7. $23D. $23D. Lots of $23Ds. $96D. Yeah, I would love to find more Blue Label. I do get them occasionally, but lately, if I do get an old bill from the bank, they're usually like the, you know, mid 50s to early 60s red label notes, red seal notes. The 72. We'll check it. We'll check it. Now, I did have, I think Mo Money Inc. 2 years ago, maybe something like that. He sent, I think it was Mo Money Inc. He sent me, I think, 5 $1 silver certificates. And we're about the same condition of the one that I had there. I think it was him. Could have been somebody else, which I was very appreciative of, and I still have those. I have a little, I bought one of the big translucent sort of bill, I don't know what you call them, like for archival storage. And I keep most of my, I keep doing that. I keep all my kind of older bills in one of those because it's big, so it can hold more than one bill. The real small ones, like, you can only fit like 1 or 2 bills in there before it starts getting tight. But I bought a big one, and I probably got about 20 bills in it, 15, 20 bills. Let's see here. Do you know how to tell the difference between a BU coin and a SMS coin? I do not. I always forget which years are the SMS coins. I'll be honest. And then there's always someone who tells me, and then I say I'm going to remember it, and then I always forget. I have to look it up. So many 1996s. All right, one more roll, and we're going to variety hunt there. My oldest bill, 1934, $10. Got it in change years ago. That's awesome, Brian. A friend who was going to give me a silver certificate dollar. She didn't know what it was, so I educated her, and she was happy that she now knew about the coin. Oh, I just thought of another one. It's actually in this. I got it in the same day, same change. And it's folded in my wallet. I know, you guys are going to yell at me, but guess what? It was folded when I got it, so I'm not too upset about it. But we got in 49 years, this is going to be a birthday note, and it's a star note, which I thought was pretty cool. So January 9th of 2073, this is going to be somebody's birth year note. So 49 years, this is going to be a really important bill. But I got that the same day that I got the little red label note. So that's been sitting in my wallet as well. I thought that was neat. 65 through 67. Now, JR, did they make the SMS sets anywhere in particular? Yeah, that would be cool. The 34 note would be amazing. That wants to be silver, but it's not. It's a 71 Denver that's clad, unfortunately. It's nicely toned. And I will do a little end of stream giveaway for those of you that are curious. I don't know what I'm giving away. Probably nothing too fancy, but we'll give something away just to thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. We are going to go over here now and check out our probably 25 possible varieties. I hope I find one because, you know, if you can find a decent little DDO, even if it's only worth 10 or 15 or 20 bucks, it's just nice to find. And then it's kind of one of those, if you have a bunch of them, do you hang on to it or do you go try to sell it on eBay or what have you? I think the most I ever got was, I think I got like 50 bucks, I want to say, for like it was like a 1972 No FG. These are all 72 Phillies, just so you guys are curious. I'm looking for the DDO on that. It is extremely rare. So SMS made at Philly. Thanks, Faz. Althea is saying made in San Francisco for SMS. I could do that. That'd be a good idea. I could give away a 3D roll or a 3D printed roller. We could do that. That's a good idea. got to speed it up. We got a ways to go. 71. Do we have a DDO? I think we might. I think we might, guys. Or is that just the light playing tricks? I think we have a DDO. See how much the light makes a difference. So we've got the double leg on the R. We've got the double, ooh, I just hit it, sorry. Let me get it back in here. We got the double serifs on the U. We got a little bit of light doubling in the S. I'm pretty sure this is, I think it's the FS101. I'll have to go look it up. It's harder to see with the light on. Let's check over here. So we don't have the double DDO, but JR is saying it's the FS101. I tend to agree with him. I think we've got it right here. I'm going to turn the light off again. It's easier to see without that light on. Let me turn them off completely. Yeah, that splitting in the R is plain as day. And the splitting at the top of the U is plain as day as well. Hopefully, those of you that don't quite have the eye for it, if you look at the very base of the R and both legs, you can see it's almost like a little divot. I'm kind of trying to put a shadow over it so you can see. That is a double die obverse, and you can see the same thing at the top of the U. So, very cool. Let me come over to this. It's actually in pretty decent shape, too. We got good luster on it. I mean, it's circulated, but there's not a ton of damage on it. So, John, I think this is a pretty good find for you, buddy. I don't know what this would be worth off the top of my head, but I would be excited to get this. I think that's pretty cool. All right, well, that's definitely going up here. And actually, we're going to go ahead and throw that in a flip right now so we don't lose it. Wherever I put my flips. So anyone out there that knows how to get around PCGS well, if you guys wouldn't mind, go look up a 1971D FS101. Check it out like in high XF to like an AU55. Just see what that runs. Put that in the chat if you guys wouldn't mind. Now I got to find my stapler. Where'd I put it? I would lose my head if it wasn't attached. Yeah, there's definitely double serifs on that R. We definitely have a... I think this is a definite on this for a DDO. I have little doubt. What is today? 6/9/24. There you have it, right there. So AU58's $38. So look, at the end of the day, that's graded. So you're going to spend $25 getting it graded. So if you can sell something like that raw for 15 or 20 bucks, I would take that all day long, guys. I think that's a great find. All right, let's get back to it. And there I was complaining about not finding a DDO. I usually find the I and the N. That one's actually a lot easier to see too when you do get it. But as I like to call it, it's my wine and win strategy. If I complain loud enough, the call will get answered. Yeah, the wine and win, I'm telling you, man, it works. It works. I used it for, the first time I said that on the channel, I want to say it was with Jersey Silver Stacker. He used to be like Legit Sir Noobs, or I forget what his original channel name was. But I was doing like a big, you know, whatever, 1,000 sub giveaway, and he was trying and didn't win and didn't win and didn't win, and then he started complaining, and he won the next the very next giveaway, and I was like, the wine and win strategy has paid off. And now I try to say it whenever I can because it's funny. So I've been trying the wine and win strategy on Hunting Southwest Ohio's channel for about 8 months now, and it has not paid off. We are members of each other's channel, and I've tried to win a giveaway over there for like 12 months or 14 months or something like that. I don't think I've ever won. See, again, that little notch up, you want to go, oh, it's a DDO, but it's not. Yeah, so the other thing I'll say for you, Faz, is beginner's luck is a real thing. So congratulations, but it's going to be real hard, like your next 10 boxes if they come out like skunks, because you're going to have this expectation that boxes all have silver in them, and it's real hard. I know every time I get a big box full of silver, I get so frustrated when I start skunking out box after box after it, because you just like, I know there's silver out there, and I got it last week, and why aren't I getting it this week, and so on and so forth. So $10 on a BU-41 Walking Liberty is not a bad deal. I don't have any 24 Kennedys yet. Not a single one. I have not seen any. However, I'd probably have 2 rolls of 96 Denvers had I kept them all in this box. There's another one. There's another one. 21, 23. You know what? I got to update the board. We're going to do that real quick too. Do I not have DDO? I have 90%, 40% proof NIFC miscellaneous magic coin, and we'll call it, I've got error. We're going to put it under error. Error / DDO. That's what we're doing. That's what we're calling it. The Panamanian coins are great. The yeah, the 40% silver, especially when they're enders, if they're near a bunch of other dirty coins, it can be real hard to pick those out. And I actually have some videos where, if you know, in the intro, I'll even say it. Like, I'll go, I have that ender here, and I might have one here, and I might have one there, because the color looks just off enough that it's probably silver. But I also don't want to like open up my video going, hey, I got 30 enders, and then I get in there and they're all just dirty 1971s, you know? Because then I got to deal with people in the comments telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, and so on and so forth. So, and that's not fun. I did hide somebody from my channel yesterday because they just made me mad. And I felt bad after I did it, but I was like, you know, I don't need negativity. I don't need it. I don't want it. I'm trying to communicate with somebody and they're not listening, so I'm not dealing with it. So hide from channel, please. So maybe they can still see my stuff. Maybe they're watching now, but they can chat and do all kinds of stuff, but no one will see it. So American Stacker, I will say that Atlanta has, of all of the YouTube coin roll hunting I watch, I do okay. I don't do like other people do. There's plenty of folks that find way more silver than I do. We got you a 2020, looks like a Philly there, John. That is something you'll be able to take home if you want it, or we can convert it to silver if you like, if we get enough of it. But we do have an NIFC on the hunt, which is nice. We're starting to find stuff. That's nice. It's a turnaround from the last box. If you'd like, you can send it on over. That's fine. I'll take a look. We were talking about it on One Roll at a Time's live stream yesterday, and it was the short that Rob Finds Treasure did on one of his viewers that has an FG. The guy that bought the box of $50 that had like the whole box was silver except for like 14 coins. And I think it was the majority of it, I think was 40%, but still finding like 400 and whatever, $96 or whatever in face value silver today is an absolute amazing find. That wanted to be silver. I don't think it is. I think it's just dirty, but it wanted to be. Let's check that out. That's a really cruddy 2021. It's definitely clad. But yeah, we were talking about that guy, and I don't even know if he's got a YouTube channel or not, but there was a little bit of video that we got a proof. John, we got you a proof. We got you a bicentennial proof. 1976, we got frosted details. We've got a mirror finish. Let me put that under the scope so you guys can see. Look at that mirroring. That's really, really pretty. And there's your mint mark right there, sir. So this turned out to be a pretty good box for you. We got a proof, an NIFC, and a DDO. Now we just need to get you some silver. But where was I? I was talking about this guy. Anyway, we were just kind of sitting there just talking about how amazing that is in today's day and age. Most of us get excited when we open a box and there's 4, 5, 10, 12, 15 silvers in it. Imagine opening a box and literally every roll after roll is silver. I mean, I would love to make that video. I would love to make that video. And sadly, it would get like 2,000 views, but I would still love to make that video. If Rob made it, he'd get 2 million views, but I would not. That's okay, though. Hey, Ashland, Oregon Auctions. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. We are just, John has bought this box if you're new to the stream, or maybe you've been watching and lurking for a while, but he's found some good stuff. Or we have found some good stuff for him is maybe the better way to say it, but this is all his box. And we're looking for errors, varieties, silver, proofs. You name it, we've got our eye out for it. So we are on roll number 24 for you, John. So we are almost at the halfway point. So there's still lots of opportunity to find some silver in this guy. I have not made that video, JR. I have made a video where I found 70, 80 silvers. I have not made a video where I have found 900 silvers. That would be a totally different video. But I have had in my last 2 or 3 years, I've had a couple of doozies. So to the question about Atlanta being a good area, I think a lot of the Midwest, I think Texas, I think there's parts of up north that are in fact better. But I do okay down here. Hang on one second. What you need, buddy? I do.
Have time.
Can you have time?
Is that an option?
I don't know. Hang on a second. I gotta figure out how to give my son more time on his stuff. His video games.
Going well down here?
We're doing all right. John has bought the box. We found him a proof, a double die. What time is it? It is 10:48. What do you think? 2 more hours?
Like 8.
No. You don't get 8.
Oh, hello. Cat reveal, question mark?
No cat reveal. Sorry, gang. I gotta do this. Where's the option to give you more time?
Oh, it was there earlier. You just walked by it.
All right. Well, I'm done farting around with this. You get that many. Sorry.
All right.
And hopefully that did it. If it doesn't, I'm not sure what to tell you, bud. Oh, you know what? I know what the problem is. See, if I had my phone, everybody, I would have been done 5 minutes ago, but they make things hard on the computer. Come on. No. Really sorry, everybody. Sign out. Why will you not sign in as me? Oh, come on. All right, well, my son's just screwed because I can't get this thing to work. You gonna work now, finally? There we go. Finally. Sorry, everybody. Really apologize for that. So where were we? Now my son is Gian. What are you doing, Gian? I'm giving your boy some time. Go away. So Gian there in the chat is my son's buddy. And it just took me a while to get my computer to behave right. And he's 15, so he stays up all night playing video games and sleeps till like 1 o'clock every day. So I'm not helping by giving him more time. So NC prospectors, you're absolutely right. You probably had more silver than you knew what to do with in your hands at some point. So I've always said, wouldn't it have been nice to start coin roll hunting, you know, in the early 70s, right? Or even in like 65 when they started switching to 40%. But I read an article on it, and they said what you have to remember is coin collecting was a massive, massive hobby back then. So we talk about coin roll hunting being big now, right? They said everybody and their brother in the 60s was pulling change. And so it was, you know, it wouldn't have been as good as you think. Now, of course, in 65 and 66, any half dollar you found would be silver, right? But once you got to 71, people had been culling it for so long that it was actually really hard to come by in the early 70s. So at least that's what I read. I don't know how true that was. I wasn't alive in 71. But it made a lot of sense to me. Sup, Gian? Oh. And JR, you said my barber box was crazy, and it was, in fact, absolutely insane. That box I had that had the barber in it. All right, well, that's unfortunate. We got a roll of 23D with like 2 regular coins in it. Sorry, John. We'll still look at them real quick just to be sure. 23, 23, bicentennial. There's a 96. All 23s. Junk roll. Why they minted so many from 71 to 60? Probably because everything had been pulled out of circulation. Everybody was hanging on to them. Well, hopefully we don't get too many more rolls like this. I feel bad if you're going to get cheated out of rolls here because they're all brand new. Here's a 96, an 82 with an FG. So 73 we can look at in a minute. This is roll 29, so we still got a fair way to go. Now this roll might be interesting. Could all be 96s though. A lot of orange in here. 96, 96 Denver, 74 Denver, 96 Denver, 96 Denver, 96 Denver. I was hoping those were all going to be NIFCs for you. So NC prospectors, I read about a lot of people getting huge full boxes of brand new coins, especially in 22 and 23. I was able to escape most of that. Last year, I got, I think, 6 or 8 boxes in a row of 2021 Philadelphia's last year, and that was the worst I ever had it. And luckily that went away pretty quickly. Yeah, Rutro, somebody's getting the gray fingers. Yeah, this is a hobby you can't get away from the gray fingers. All right, I'll check that out in a little bit, Faz. When was the latest update for your hunting checklist? I made a couple of minor edits to it, probably in the last month or two. I know it's got a new date on it. I've been meaning to go through and add a couple of the coins that I'm now looking for because of the Strike It Rich book. Because there's even some stuff in the Strike It Rich book that I don't look for because it's you know, it's a bunch of stuff that you know, it's worth $1. Well, I'm not going to look for that. But I think I added a couple of minor things, a couple of quarters, maybe a nickel or two or something that I'm looking for. But it's out there. You're welcome to go look at it, update it, download it whenever you like. I'm not selling it. It's always available. Beat up 82. All right, we're going to go through 3 more rolls, and we're going to cherry pick our errors there out of our 2 little stacks we got. We're going to have a bunch of 96s in here. 71 Denver, 23, 96, 96, 96, 98 Denver looks pretty good, 96, 88, and 74. So we have 17 rolls left for you, John. Well, I hope we do find some silver in this before we get to the end. That would be great for you. Be a great little variety of coins out of this box. Yeah, I mean, this is a volume game. I mean, people that, and I get this in the chat from time to time, like, hey, I've looked through, you know, whatever, $1,000 or $2,000 or $5,000 worth of half dollars, and I haven't found any silver. This guy's cheating and lying and blah, 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 right? I mean, I get that in the chat from time to time, and I'm like, you know, okay, you've been through $2,000 worth of halves. That's 4 boxes. That is nothing in the grand scheme of coin roll hunting. I do somewhere between $50,000 and $60,000 a year just in half dollars. So, you know, somebody saying they hunted $1,000 worth or $2,000 worth and they didn't find anything, like, that's a complaint I don't need to hear, you know? And some of that's just education, and I try to educate people who come to me to begin with. But, you know, if I get snotty responses and stuff, I tend to not be real nice pretty quickly. But it's part of the game. You got to keep hunting. All right, let's take a look at all of these potential errors, and maybe we'll get lucky again. Yeah, we had a couple of 1987s in the last one. I don't know if you've mentioned that one, Faz, the 1956D. Was that the 5/5? I don't know if you've mentioned that one to me. All right, we'll try to get through these pretty quick. How are we doing on people? I haven't even looked. How is the stream doing? I should know this. It's my stream. I don't know where it went. I can't see it anymore. There it is. 37 people, something like that. All right. It is 11 o'clock. I was hoping to be done by now, so we're going to zip through these last 15 rolls. As soon as I get through these errors, I'd love to find you a 74 DDO. That would be wonderful. I have either never found the 77, or I have just found it and then not noticed the markers, but I have never found the 77D double die. They all look a little thick and fat to me, so when people say I have one because it's got, you know, thicker lettering, I'm like, they all look like that to me. So, John, that is a lot of uncirculated boxes. And if you're at 158, I'm not anywhere near that on boxes. I'm doing 2 to 4 a week. Most weeks only 2, but I've had a few 4-box weeks. Because I've been able to get a couple of different branches to order for me. I can't find any branches in my area that will get me more than 2 boxes at a time of half dollars. I do have a couple of channel members I know that are getting, you know, 6-8 boxes a week of halves, some even more. I don't have any branches that'll do that anymore. I had a Wells Fargo when I first got started that would do 8 boxes a week for me. And then I didn't even go through them all a week. They would order 8 the first week of the month, and I would go through 4 and then take them back and then get the next 4. Well, not take them back, but, you know, turn in the coin somewhere and then go back and get the next 4. So they only had to order twice a month for me, is I guess my point. But it stunk when they forgot the order, because then I had to wait 2 weeks, or at least a week, for the next order to come in. So 4 left. Fast says, just found another RPM, some sort. Not one of the big ticket ones, but you know what? I have never found a repunch mint mark in a penny. Not ever. I have looked and looked and looked, and I have never found one. All right, 15 rolls left, boys and girls. Let's get to it. Yeah, JR, I was actually just telling somebody that the other day, that it's like you hear these things and you'll look for them. And the funny thing is you'll know it when you get one. You'll know it when you see it. Like I remember the 1974 DDO. I looked and scoured and just put it in the light and zoomed in and zoomed out. And you know, at the end of the day, the first time I found one, I was like, oh, this is what I'm looking for. This is like stupid easy to see. And I had spent so much time like scouring these coins, trying to find, you know, some minor detail. And the 74D double die just jumps out at you when you have one. So the 77, hopefully it's the same way. Hey, Pete Kanata, welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're up for a little bit longer, not too much. We got 14 rolls left. We're opening this box for John Bryan. Is that a 24? Oh, it was a 23. I was going to say, did I just get my first 24? We are trying to find him a silver. We have found him a DDO. We have found him an NIFC. We have found him a proof. But we have not found him any silver. I got a bad feeling about this roll, John. Oh, no, it's all right. At least it's circulated, not all 2023s. This is definitely a 1996 dump. Lots of them. $12 rolls left. So did John answer what part of the country he's in? I am curious as well if he's getting that many uncirculated boxes. Like I said, I've heard it's a lot of it. I've heard in the Northwest people getting tons of brand new boxes. I'm hoping I'm just far enough south that they're getting weeded out before they get to me. Gonna be a bunch of 96s in this one. 96 Denvers, here they come. 96D, 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 23, 96, 4, 96, 96, 96. Too bad the 96 Denver didn't have an error on it. Got a nice little tone guy right here. Kind of neat looking. That's right, go find some wood to knock on. I'm going to say your next box is going to be all brand new coins. That was a 78. Look toned. All right, gang, 8 rolls left. This is roll number 43. Now, I went through a phase, and it still happens from time to time for new coins. It's for me mainly in the nickels and the pennies. Like in 2021, I went through a phase where I could not get a circulated box of pennies. I just couldn't do it. I mean, I'd go to 10 banks in the same day and get a box of pennies, and I just keep moving, you know, a box around. But every single bank I went in, if I picked up a box, they were brand new 2021 Philadelphia pennies. Lots of 96 Denvers, man. I just realized I'm kind of zoomed out there. Sorry about that. Let me zoom over here. Okay, roll number 45. So after this, we just got 5 rolls left. Plus our little error hunt here over on the side. I've got a fly in here that will not leave me alone. I don't know how he got in, but he is driving me absolutely nuts. So, John, you're in North Alabama. When I first saw that, I said North Atlanta. I was going to say, well, then we're not far apart. Faz, I've been looking for that VDBV coin for quite some time. I lied. We actually, this was, I missed roll 41 when I started this. So we have, this is 6 from the end. So this would be roll 41, and then we go to roll 45. I missed a roll. I've been looking for that one, though. I got a box of 2023 Philadelphia pennies, and I hunted through about half of the box looking for new errors and looking for that VDBV and could not find it. So I gave up. I just couldn't stand looking at any more of them. I think I still have 10 or 12 of the rolls in the back. I just didn't turn them all back into the bank. I just couldn't look at any more. This is roll 45. The dollar rewrapping tubes, I have not made that yet. I do have the crimpers, but that is the one denomination that I haven't made because a lot of people don't hunt them. So I haven't made them, and I've been trying to get a box of dollars from my bank for about a month now. And they said they've been ordering them, and Brinks just hasn't been bringing them. So luckily, they've been bringing my halves still. Did I get him? Oh, I got him. Stupid fly. Sorry about that. But yeah, I have not made dollar rewrapping tubes. Skipped over kind of a cruddy 72 there. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take these last 3 out for you, John. Just show you the empty box, just so you have it. And these are your last 3 rolls, buddy. Here's your find so far. Let me kind of separate those so we don't get them screwed up. Oh, yeah, sorry. I just haven't made one. I was going to say, I start traveling. It's not that I'm opposed to making one. I just didn't think it would sell. So I could probably get you one designed. But if you don't mind waiting, if you just want to hang out, I can or just shoot me an email. And when I make one, I can ping you back and let you know I've added it to the store. And then you can do your order. If you don't mind waiting, because I leave... When do I leave? I leave Wednesday, and I won't be back until late Sunday night. And then I'm only in town for 3 more days, and then I'm gone for like another 5. So I just won't have a ton of time to work on it. Does he get to keep the empty box? No, he doesn't get to keep the empty box. I just like showing the empty box so that everybody knows that we're on the up and up here, man. That box is empty. We have hunted every roll. Plus, it'd be expensive to mail the box. That so wants to be silver. It wants to be like a 69, but it's an 89. And it's clad. All right, here we go, John. Good luck. Final roll. And I don't see any silver in there. So the positive note is you will get a 90% silver either way. You are going to walk away with a DDO worth at least, I'm going to say, you know, raw. Probably able to get 10 or 15 bucks for it if you wanted to sell it. And a couple of NIFC or an NNIFC and a proof. So not a bad little haul, just not the silver we were hoping to find. Did I say that right? Not exactly what we were hoping to find. So let me come over here to the microscope. We got about 12 or 13 coins to look at. I just want to know how that happens to a coin. I mean, literally, S looks peeled up. Like, how does that work? What peels that S completely off the planchet? That just seems odd. I think that's the biggest scam of the night, not getting the empty box. I know it's a joke. I get it. You know, if he really wants the box, I'll cut it into small pieces and put it in a smaller box and ship that. So something I do that a few of you know that maybe have purchased from me. I don't always do it when people buy from the store if I don't know who they are, but definitely on my live streams, if you win something, I usually use the leftover or the used $50 wraps as my packing material. So when you get your prize, it actually has the wraps from the hunt where we found your stuff. So I've just found it's really good packing material and it's free. So he will get some of the stuff that was in the box. Yeah, sign it'll be valuable. So we've got just 2 more coins to look at here for varieties. I'm going to find this 72 one of these days. Okay, so John, the big question of the night for you, sir, is Walker, Benji, or 64, 90% half. Yeah, James, I wish, but no, there was no other DDO. I do think you came away with some decent stuff for the hunt. Like I said, 90% half for you, John. I just need to know, are we doing a Benji, a Walker, or a 64? And hopefully, John, you're still with us. Uh-oh. John may have bagged out on us at some point. I can't tag him. Well, there he is. 21 or 21D Walker. I don't know if I can find you a 21 or 20D Walker. I can get you a Walker. Let me see what... I don't think I have too many Walkers out here in my little... I only have like one out here in my little stash. I've got another... There's a 44 Walker. In decent shape. Is that one all right for you? Because I think the 21 or 21D is a really pricey one. Just so you know, I'm aware of what you're saying. But is this 44 okay for you? Any Walker will do. Well, this 44 is out. I have it sitting here. So that will be yours. So let's go ahead and throw this stuff in here, and I'll probably package it a little differently. I just don't want to lose track of it. I will throw in the NIFC. I don't know if you need it or not, but at least it's 50 cents coming back to you. So that will be yours, John. We'll try to get that out by Tuesday before I leave on Wednesday. As a thank you for, 21D Walker only. How much is that going for in like XF? I know that it's not cheap. I just don't know where it lands off the top of my head. But I do want to give something away here. Somebody had thrown out maybe we could give away one of the coin wraps. Let me go get the other two. So for the end of stream giveaway, I'll give away one of our coin tube wraps here. And I'll throw in the associated crimper with it. So let's say you decide you want the quarters, I'll throw in a quarter crimp. It may not be orange, but it will be a quarter crimp. So we'll do that. And I will also, just because we are a silver channel, I will also throw in a silver dime just to say thank you, and you get a little piece of silver as well. Probably not that one because it's a 1940 and I like my older year ones, but that's a nice 1961. How about we do that? It's a decent looking little 61. Where'd it go? 61, you can see it. And do we have a mint mark? We do. We got a mint mark as well. 61D. So we'll put that right in the middle of our crosshairs. So that's what we're going to do. The winner will get to choose half dollar, quarter, nickel, penny, dime. And we'll get that in a box and get it out to you as soon as we can. So I'll give you guys just a couple of minutes you just have to say anything in the chat. We're going to use Nightbot to pick the winner. You do have to be in the United States because it'll cost me way more money than it's worth to ship it outside the country. So if you do win and you're outside the country, I apologize. We'll pick somebody else. But I do want to say thank you to everybody that came to the stream tonight and hung out with us and chatted and was just part of the stream. Thank you so much, John Bryan, for buying the box. I'm really glad you were able to get a couple of decent things in there. The DDO, I think, is really nice, and glad we could get you a 90% silver to go with it. So thank you for your donation. Really, really helps the channel, so thank you so much. What else can I say? I hope you guys are watching my stuff. I put a lot of time into the channel, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. I always do. I know I complain about the haters. I do appreciate feedback as long as it's feedback meant in what's the right word? If we can have a constructive conversation, because if there's things I can do better to make my videos better for you and for others, I am more than happy to have that conversation. But I just don't want to argue with people to argue with people. So I don't mean to sound negative about those things, but if you guys have any feedback, I'm all ears. I would love to hear it. So I just enjoy doing this, and I enjoy you guys coming and hanging out with me. So thank you so much. All right, so I only have 14 eligible people, and it says I have 29 folks that are watching, so I feel a little bad. So either nobody wants these tubes, or there's 14 of you that care. So either way, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give you guys like one last minute. I think we're on about a 10 or 15 second delay, but we're gonna go ahead and pick a winner in about a minute, so maybe 45 seconds after you hear me say it. D Stout says, me. He doesn't even know what he's going to get, but me. And you guys, real quick, I don't know if I've got any mods that are currently in there. If you're a mod, let me look. I don't think anybody in the chat right now is a mod, so you're going to be okay. There's no keyword, no extra luck for channel members. This is a free-for-all for everybody, so everybody has a chance to win. Yeah, when you say don't pick me, that is supposed to work. All right, well, here we go. We're going to pick somebody in 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh, channel member, Faz, that coyote won. It chose a channel member. Let's go. Snow way. Did he say don't pick me? No, he didn't. That was James said that. And Faz said it should pick JR. Look at that. You guys are being polite and it's picking you anyway. So, Faz, what denomination do you want here, bud? And I think somebody sent me Faz sent me a email I need to look at real quick. Yeah, that would have been real hard to pick out as silver, Faz. So hey, you gotta tell me which one of these you want, because I can't read your mind. So what coin roll do you want? And the dime, what would you like? Let's do a penny one if that's all right. It's all right with me. So I will get you a penny wrap. I will also get you the penny coin crimp. I just didn't dig it out and put it on the table. And I'll throw in the silver dime for you as well. And I'll get that out, like I said, hopefully Tuesday before I go, or by Tuesday before I go. So with that, I am done, unless there's any last minute questions. If anyone wants to ask about 3D printing or anything else related to coins, or just have that burning question, let me know. And I guess I do want to show this to the few of you that are still here. This is pretty cool. Got my drill. Give me a second. I need a wrap. I need some scissors. Show and tell, yay! This is everybody's favorite topic, right? So, I'm not showing and telling this, but watch. Ooh, it just goes right in and holds it open. Isn't that neat? Now, I normally do this on a scale, so I know exactly how many are right. I'm just going to guess for right. Oh, you know what? This is going to be a little bit hard, but I'll show you how it works. That's about, hang on. I think that's right. Then normally you get the perfect amount of paper to fold it down, but what I wanted to show you guys was this thing that I've been working on, that it's got the drill bit. So this may be loud, and I apologize if it is for anybody. But, and it's got way too much paper. Typically, to roll this way, you need to cut some of the paper off. But watch this. And it does like a really nice little rolled wrap. Isn't that neat? I thought that was pretty cool. Hopefully you guys think that's cool. Now, the problem is if you're going to use a coin roll crimper like this on $50, you can see how much paper I got left on the other side. You typically need to cut before you fill it, like about 1 inch of paper off, so that you have the right amount of paper on each side. But this thing is built for you to do the push down, you know, so that it's you've pushed the flap over. But getting it on a drill is pretty cool, and it makes rolling these things up pretty sweet. So anyway. I did just want to show you that since I talked about it earlier in the stream. Yeah, showing how I load my boxes live. That's exactly right. Well, I can also tell you that my little crimps do not do as nice of a job, and I don't have bank paper, so that's the other gotcha. But yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. Are they for sale? So the crimps. Let me just grab one so you can see what I have. So this will be like the one Faz will get, but I'll find one that doesn't have the bleed in black. But this is what I normally have, right? They've got my name engraved or whatever indented on the bottom, and they're hand crimps, okay? So they work exactly the same way, but you have to just basically hold the wrap and you can turn it by hand. And it still works, but it's just slow because it takes a little while to catch the paper, and then you kind of have to crank and crank and crank, and it does work, and you can, once you get good at it, move pretty quickly. This way, it goes really, really quick. And I just literally did this just before the stream today, was playing with this $50 one where I took my name off the back, embedded the hole for the 3D printed drill bit so that you could put it together and put it in a drill. So this will eventually make its way to my store. I just don't have it yet. So I do have these in the store. They're on the website, but not with the drill bit. So hopefully that makes sense. That's the website right there. I think it's been popping up in the chat as we've gone along. I do have some silver and other things in there. All the equipment that I use. Yeah, Tim Allen would be proud of me. Thanks, Ken. All the equipment that I use, from microscopes to microphones to lighting to all the stuff that I use for my YouTube channels out there. Most of that stuff is just Amazon affiliate links. Like I said, I do have some 3D printed stuff. I have my mats. They're available in the store. Those are print to order. Most of the 3D printed stuff is also kind of made to order. Because I don't want to print, 100 of these in red, and then somebody says I want them in blue, and then I have a bunch of red ones, and that does me no good. So those are all made to order as well. So depending on what you order, sometimes it takes a few days for me to produce it and get it out the door, but it's all out there. The coin, these, I think they're on the homepage. They're basically for a channel donation. I don't know if I have them in the store per se, but they're on the homepage. The tubes are definitely in the store under coin roll hunting materials. So those are out there. So let's see here. I want the ones with the drill bit. So I don't blame you, NC prospectors. I just have to make them. So they're not, the crimps, I got a design from somebody else that I've modified slightly enough to say they're mine. This is completely something that I have done, right? So I've gone into some 3D modeling software and had to etch this out. And I'm not saying it's hard, but I have to do the work. I have to print it. I have to make sure it all fits together. I have to, so this isn't something that I've downloaded from somebody else and then just mass produce. This is something that I have to physically go in and kind of, for lack of a better term, engineer and try, right? So my goal is to get this right now. It's made specifically for a 3D printed piece. I want to make it so it's standard, so any drill bit can fit in there. And that way, if you lose the thing I give you, you can use any drill bit. Today, a drill bit won't fit in there. So that's why I say there's some trial and error involved. Keep in mind, each one of these I print takes about 30 minutes to print, so I don't get to try it until I'm done printing it. And that wastes material, it wastes my time, and all that kind of good stuff. Not saying that to be negative, it takes time, guys. I wish I could say in 10 or 15 minutes I could design it and have one out the door. It takes time. So Faz says, just sent you the email with my new address. No worries. I did look at that photo, Faz, and yeah, I would have never, ever picked that out as a silver. DJR, have you been lurking the whole sub, or did you just show up? Or the whole stream, or did you just show up? And thank you on the 3D stuff. I've really been enjoying it. It's something I've done for a long time. It's just now that I have a nice new machine that I did a video on, it's just so much more fun because stuff moves so much quicker. And even though sometimes quicker means an hour instead of 2 or an hour instead of 4 or whatever, it's just, it's made it much more fun for me to do stuff. Even my Luffy print, I printed another one. I did 4 bodies today. And, I started printing them yesterday. It took 22 hours to make 4 of them. And the thing just ran all night and all day. So 1921 D at APMEX, $200 in AG. Yeah, I don't think I think I have a 21 Philly. And I think I have it in my book. I don't think I have a 21 Denver. And I think I've only got 1. So, and yes, I am closing in on 16,000 subs. It's It's funny, I accidentally exploded from about 8,000 to about 12 or 13. And then it's just been kind of the slow, steady climb. I fell off on my, and this is probably more information than any of you guys care about, but, you know, insight from a YouTuber. The more you post, the more YouTube promotes you, and the less you post, the less it promotes you. And then, of course, your content dictates some of that as well, right? If you make crappy content nobody watches, well, you know, that's on you. But if you make good content, but you only post like once a month, and the algorithm's used to you releasing videos 3 days a week, it starts to kind of demote, what's the right word? They de-promote you, if you will. So I had about 2 months where I went from posting, 20 videos a month to posting like 8. So it's really slowed down on the growth, just simply because I took 2 months of not posting very much. So Pete says 1/4 or 5/16 nut on the top. I think I kind of know what you mean, but yeah. I appreciate that, Faz, and I appreciate you being a member of the channel. I really do. I really do. Paul Bald 2, I don't know if I saw you in the chat earlier, but thanks for joining. Good night. Take that dog for a walk. All right, guys. Anything else? It's 11:35. I gotta hit the rack here. I gotta get up early tomorrow. But happy to answer any last minute questions. Otherwise, you guys have a good night. Thank you so much for coming, and I really appreciate each and every one of you.